Welcome to Madagascar, where we like to move it.
Right, welcome to the podcast. Yet again, it's your host, me, Mark.
And me, Chris. It's not a podcast.
It is a podcast.
No. This is Barchats. We're a chatting show.
Yes.
Not a podcast. Podcasts are long. We are short and sweet. But we are at... this is April.
It is. It's gone quick now.
Yes.
Very quick.
Yeah, so the first quarter of the year is done. And how's 2024 treated you so far?
So for myself, it's not been the best starts, but it doesn't mean it's getting better. It is getting better. So it was rough. Mainly, I know I gained more weight. I had more stress, but I had a lot going on. I've moved roles in my job, which I'm now finding much better. There is a little bit less stress now. I'm excelling at it. Also, the Warhammer I've been relearning, and I've won my first ever game of playing that again.
Oh, high five.
Indeed. It was quite a shock, and it was they've made it slightly more easier in the sense of getting into it. So that's quite a nice touch. I'm going on the road of losing weight again, so my lovely face will look more slender again. And yeah, I started to get my hair cut again short, so I'm starting to get my old image back. Yeah, so mine was a rocky start. It's now getting better. But how about you, Chris?
This year has, I've had kind of a straightforward year. Nothing like work's been work. It's been stressy, but nothing too unexpected. Because in late last year they swapped my role over from the admin to more of the accounting side, and I've been sort of getting into that sort of flow, and I think I'm finally settled in it. I've been losing weight. I'm down about half a stone since the start of the year. I swapped gyms.
Which is quite a good one, because I think you've gone for 24 hours,
I've gone for a 24 hours. So the gym I was at, although it did have a pool, was only like a 6 a.m. to a 7 a.m. to an 8 p.m. sort of gym.
Oh, yeah.
Which also meant that I could only really go after work.
And that's quite hard, considering if you were to finish at the 5 and the 8, everyone's going to be
I finish at 5:30. I would get to the gym for 6.
2 hours.
I'd only have 2 hours, but I'd get home at 7:45, and then I'd have to do dinner. Which meant I was eating late, which meant I had to go to bed 3 hours after just to let the food settle properly.
Yeah, that's rough.
So it'd be 11, half 11 before it'd be safe enough for me to go to bed without, food problems. So I've swapped to this 24-hour, and for the past 3 weeks, I go with a different friend now.
Oh, okay.
I don't with Scott, I go with someone else, and I'm now there at 6:30 in the morning.
I wonder if Scott would ever join your one. Or was it in Canterbury?
No, it's still.
Oh, same area.
It's still sort of same area. It's a little bit further, and it has more options for areas. I mean, it does have one in the other place as well.
Yeah.
Try not to out my location too much.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he might. I think he's waiting to see how I'm finding it before he joins. But yeah, no, it's been going well. I've been going first thing in the morning, getting up, going, and which means I get to go to bed earlier because I'm home at 6.
Yeah,
so I can do dinner straight away. But for the past 3 weeks, and I've managed to go 4 times a week.
I was just saying, you've done early workouts, very early, which I used to do, and it does change you throughout the day.
Yeah, but because of it, I have actually started doing 3 proper meals a day again. So, yeah, my exercise has improved, but I've started eating more again. So the fact that over the past month I've still lost 3 pounds, I'm really happy with that. It's 2.6 pounds. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean,
loss is loss.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can only go down.
Hey, I hope so. I really hope that it continues. I'm literally 2.5 pounds away from being under the next stone marker. I'm so close to being 17 stone something.
And your goal was to get down to that level?
Yeah, I think my first goal was 17.9. Because that's where I was October 2021. before, when I got the PT.
Yeah.
I want to be back to that.
Yeah, which I definitely think is easily enough to do, and you can still enjoy life.
Yeah, it's...
Not saying having PTs is necessarily bad, but it's a massive change to your lifestyle. It works for some. However, in long results, it depends if you like your lifestyle of that. If you don't, you need to work on it.
Yeah.
Make it work for you, because if you want to be happy, it's like I remember reading a story where this guy did a challenge of where he actually gained. He was a PT. He gained a lot of weight, but he was eating like all these like comfort like type foods. And then what he noticed that when he went back to doing fitness, he decided that he wasn't getting happy because the comfort of those foods and that it was more appealing, and it was.
Yeah.
But he basically would still be able to like lose the weight and eat it, but you realise probably blocking it fully out wasn't worth the ideal. Is you can have a balance of having bad things. Like in reality, everything of food is bad for you.
Yeah, it's all about...
Control and balance.
Yeah.
And so you can balance it out. It's like, for example, you say, for example, every week you could have a dessert that's the richest or the most high calorie thing. But if you
Triple chocolate cheesecake.
Yeah, and if you balance that out in a system where you could half that out for like a dessert each time, you could then realise you could put less of fatty foods in your other meals, or have a lighter breakfast and go up that way.
Yeah, it's weird because it's almost the concept of the piss take Little Britain fat fighters.
Yes.
If you have half the calories, you can have twice as much. Yes, Marjorie, but when you have the twice as much, you have that second half on a different day. So you have half the calories at the time, and then you have that proportion on another day.
Yeah.
So, yes, half the calories twice as much. It just means you can have it another day. Yeah, you kill the craving because you still had it, but you don't have it as big a portion as you used to.
Yeah, and the other thing as well is that you can always change the ingredients that you use for certain things you cook with. So there is less calorie meals you can supplement.
Yeah.
And they will taste the same. They won't taste horrendously bad. So I know when I massively cut down at one point, I was like having more chicken wraps and stuff like. So I didn't used to put like season it in, but when I did, I would swap it out what was high calorie for low calorie. So like chicken Caesar salad.
Yeah.
That sauce is very nice, and if you do want to have a salad, it's not a bad one to go for. But obviously, the sauce itself can be quite fatty with what's made in it.
Yeah. That's fair. Otherwise, what else has happened so far this year?
Studies.
So the studying's going well. I've just about finished the first book in terms of studying.
Nice.
The exam is booked for June.
Woo!
Yeah, but it's actually real
Yes.
now. I'm really happy that I've finished like the main writing down part. With 2 months to go, so I can focus on figuring out the exam style questions, getting the revision in, like those sorts of things.
Yeah, I get that. And tests are interesting. Like when you haven't done them for like X amount of years.
Yeah. I haven't done a test since about 2019. I did my music theory test. It was grade 1. It was like the piss easy. I got like 90%.
Nice.
Which is great. Aced it. Literally only dropped like 5-10 marks.
Which is not bad for taking it.
Yeah. My exam before that was my A-level maths exam when I was 18, which is 11 years ago, and I tanked it. I got a U.
Nice.
I got the highest in my class.
I was laughing like you. It's just like, it's because you put your name down.
Might as well. No, I was about 6 or 7 marks off a pass.
Nice.
But for me, that was a fail. It wasn't. I did the best.
You set high goals and you want to achieve, which is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I got 36%, something like that. You needed 40 to pass.
Like, I currently have that with some of the tests that I got.
I still got the highest in my class. I mean, it's not hard when there's only 2 of you. I just have to beat the other person.
Yeah.
And no offense to this other guy, at the time I knew I was better at maths.
Fair.
It was just, you could just tell in the classroom. Like I was answering the questions more, and when they answered it, they weren't always getting it right. Where I was a bit closer.
Right.
Like there wasn't a big gap, but it was just a big enough gap to notice. So if they beat me in the exam, I would have gone, I haven't worked hard enough.
Yeah, I mean, there's an interesting balance sometimes because depending on what you do, coursework and tests, some people excel at coursework better than tests though.
Yeah, they're a very bright person. I think they're a flight engineer now for the RAF.
Oh, fair.
Or they've just qualified to be a pilot for the RAF.
Both, Eric, if you get in, you can probably do both.
Yeah, I need to check their posts on Instagram because they just posted them with their latest certificate.
Nice.
But they're doing very well for themselves, but that is always what their goal has been, so good on them.
You can work towards. I know a friend of mine that I know he was going to go into game studies, but then he joined the forces, like the RAF, and he's excelling at that now. It's interesting to find out how quick people change.
Yeah. Music wise, I'm still singing. I've done a few covers. The song I wanted to write for my 20th song isn't the idea for the 20th song.
Okay.
I've started writing something else.
Right.
I've already got like the bass melody going, I've got the lyrics, I've got the story of the song.
Right.
So that's my music.
There's an update. Chris's music's now changing slightly.
Well, just the song I was writing is changing.
It's a slight change anyway, so what I said is still valid.
Yeah. And the other big change for me is I had a week off just happened, and I spring cleaned the flat.
Yeah, it's been a massive difference.
I got rid of so much stuff.
But yeah, I mean, our updates are pretty much interesting to say this time. Mine's only going to get better. Chris is getting better.
It's just working hard, keeping things in mind.
Yes. Basically, I'm just going to go back to being quite disciplined. I mean, now that I've got less stress, it's not as bad.
I'm going to say you look less tired.
Yes. I actually been sleeping more as well.
I was going to say, last time I saw you, this camera probably doesn't pick it up because this is an old video camera. I've been using this camera for like a decade. But he had like quite deep lines across here. And across there, he looked tired. I'm polite enough not to always point it out, but he looked so tired last time, and you do look more awake.
Yeah, I think it's because I've got new challenges, I've got new things.
Also, yes, I did essentially just poke him in the eye to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, so literally
that doesn't change.
No, so mine's basically sleep's getting better. I mean, I'm working. I'm not able to do everything that I was in my last one, but that's only because there are fixed training and there are reasons for that, like certain restrictions, certain permissions granted.
But to be fair, it's probably a good thing right now because it's allowing you to get used to the stuff you can do, and it's probably reduced your stress a bit. Yeah. Which is probably going to help your mental and physical health.
And the best thing is, all my skills are transferable, and also I don't lose my skills from my previous job as well. In reality, if they did need me for something, I can still help them. And I still work with them. I'm still part of the same big team. I'm just their one department, I'm the other. Because I occasionally go visit my old team and annoy them. They won't ever lose me.
Nah, never.
No. But no, I think mine's also better that I'm helping others as well at the same regard. Not part of my team, other teams, if they've got any questions. And where I'm someone that's had learning difficulties for most of my life, there are some people that are struggling and not knowing what resources are available. So in my work field, I'm working on making some supplement training and also some what resources you got, and if you are struggling, you can either message me or have you tried doing this or have you tried doing that. So that's my progress in work field. I'm tending to get a lot more proactive in the sense of I've now have a big project that I'm working on, and I know I've got others that are willing to invest time and see what my training is going to be like.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And the final little update is just a Barchats update. So you might have seen on the page, once we hit a certain subscriber goal, we're gonna like 100 subs is gonna be this, 250 subs. Every time we hit a goal, I think we're gonna do the one chip challenge, the hot wings challenge.
Oh yeah.
Might try
the sour challenge with the Black Death, I think it's called.
Yeah. So we want to do something a bit fun for those.
We'll build up to it with some various sour levels, and then we'll do the Black Death at the end.
Yeah, and like with spices as well. Probably you could probably do the same with sweetness. There's probably one for like each category.
What you could do is, you could actually put, depending on what we're doing with the hotness, we are doing like the chicken things. We could have sweetness, so we could just spin it around. Get an answer right. You spin the wheel and see if it gets.
But that's things down the line.
Yeah.
We're still aiming for one episode every 10 days for the main channel, for the main these, and we're gonna have like either Mark's minisodes, which we had 2 episodes of over March.
Yes.
Hopefully he's gonna do some more of them.
Yep.
I'm thinking of like a Chris minisode sort of thing for like more music side and more
Chris Sodas.
Chris Sodas. Oh Jesus! And the other thing being probably going back to the Barchats and taking like a 10-minute segment from like episodes and just like re-uploading them as like
Fine tuning, basically grilling it down to the facts and what the information you actually want.
And we got like guests and stuff we really enjoyed times with.
Yeah.
Like if you missed, say, season 2 episode 6, which is the 2.5 hour episode, it'll be just like our best bits of that.
I mean, we could just do like the best bit of host altogether, like the best jokes or whatever.
Exactly. So it means it's a lot of video watching for the 2 of us.
Yeah. So stay tuned, obviously, for these coming to the channel soon.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's going to be us for our update. We'll do another update for the first episode of July.
Yes.
For the halfway through the year update.
God.
But until then, tatty bye.
Just a couple of guys chatting over a brew. Won't tell you no lies, it's